On Friday, Donald Trump signed and on Saturday officially announced that he was invoking the Alien Enemies Act in order to speed up deportations here in the United States. But he says specifically it's because we got this Venezuelan gang here in the United States, and of course, we got to get them out. Now, that's actually something that easily could have been done without the Alien Enemies Act. You did not need to invoke that to get these people out of here. You already had them in detention facilities, right? They weren't out there doing gang activity. You already had them. They were just awaiting their court cases, which, even as potential gang members, they are in fact entitled to. The Alien Enemies Act has only been invoked 3 other times in the history of the United States, in all of those during wartime. The most notable, of course, is when the United States used it during World War II to put Japanese Americans in internment camps. So, typically, never a good thing when this law is invoked by the president. And this time, of course, Donald Trump did it, not because it was necessary, but because he's been pissed off about the fact that deportations are not happening as quickly as he wants them to. That is the bottom line. A report came out just about a week and a half ago showing that in the month of February, in spite of Donald Trump's migrant raids and all that stuff, the number of deportations actually fell below the number of monthly deportations that we had during the Biden administration. So Trump was dropping the ball. And he wasn't happy. He was yelling. He was mad behind the scenes. So this is what he did. It's not because of Venezuelan gang members. It's because he was mad more non-white people were not getting shipped out of the country. That's what happened. As I said, he signed it Friday. It wasn't announced officially until Saturday. And within a matter of hours, U.S. District Judge James Boasberg on Saturday ordered the Trump administration to immediately halt efforts to remove those Venezuelan migrants until he has more time to consider whether Trump's use of the Alien Enemies Act was illegal. The lawsuit, brought on behalf of 5 named Venezuelan immigrants, was provisionally turned into a class action, meaning it serves as a block on deportation of all non-citizens in U.S. custody who are subject to Trump's proclamation invoking the rarely used law. The judge said, quote, "Any plane containing these folks that is going to take off or is in the air needs to be returned to the United States. However that is accomplished, make sure it's complied with immediately," the judge said. But okay. So you can't use this act to deport people. Anybody you're trying to deport under this, immediately halted, not gonna happen. The judge only put a 14-day restraining order on this, though, because the judge says that should be more than enough time for me to make my proclamation, or decision, I guess, on whether or not it's even legal for you to do this. Now, Trump, in his order, had actually told the DOJ, you've got 60 days to basically implement this policy and, come up with reasons why I'm legally allowed to do it. So the DOJ has a lot more time than the judge is giving them, because the judge says 14 days, I'm going to have a ruling, but the DOJ thought they had 60. Now, here's the problem with this, of course. This could go one of 2 ways. Either it's struck down and Trump can't do this, which is great, hallelujah, or it goes to the Supreme Court and they say, hell yeah, he can do it. Bring on the deportations. And I'm not optimistic enough right now to think that the courts are going to go with what Boasberg says. If this gets to the Supreme Court, that could actually be even more disastrous for the country. It could broaden Donald Trump's powers to send people out of this country. And as we've seen in the past week, right, with Mahmoud Khalil, obviously Trump wants people out. He wants anybody with a name that's difficult to pronounce. He doesn't care if you're a student. He doesn't care if you were exercising your constitutional rights to protest, as we saw in the Khalil case. He's going to send more people out, and the Supreme Court may give him the green light to do that. That is a threat to students here on student visas. It's a threat to people here on migrant visas, and it's a threat to anyone in this country that is not yet a legal-born citizen, or not yet a legal citizen, excuse me. But this could be bad, right? Going to the Supreme Court could be the worst case scenario here. But for now, Trump's order has been temporarily halted, and we'll see where it goes from here. But I'm not feeling very optimistic about it. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.